First of all, I want to give credit to Notre Dame for coming in here and playing the way they played, handily, and put us on our heels with their energy, their effort, their focus, their attention to detail, their toughness. All those things were superior to ours. For me, down the stretch of the game, 8 minutes to go, 8-point game, we hadn't played well. We're fighting it's time to make a run, and the coach's son knocks down 2 threes in a row. It goes to 14. You can see it in our body language from that point on. We didn't have the necessary fight that we needed to have to combat that run they made, and so they go on to a 16-2 run. At the end of the day, we're trying to get these kids to understand how hard they have to fight, how it doesn't matter who you're playing, everybody's a good player if he's got a jersey on his back, and you have to pay attention to detail, you gotta be alert, you gotta be focused, and you gotta fight with everything in your body. If you don't, you get burned. It's a hard lesson for young players to understand because they've all been told that they're the best. But the reality of it is you earn that. You earn the respect that you get on the basketball floor as an individual and as a team. Questions?
When did you know Sky was going to be available, and what did it tell you about him, the way, I'm sure he's still got to be in pain from a rib injury?
I applaud him for wanting to come back and playing with the energy and the effort for the most part that we need from him. It was refreshing to see. Even when he did come back and practice yesterday or the day before, he didn't do contact. So to see him play like that and to see him fight and play with energy and shoot the ball with rhythm at times was good to see.
Shrewsbury's been a good three-point shooter for them, or the best they have. Probably, what were they doing to get him decent looks, or what were you doing to give up decent looks?
I think we relaxed. I think they run a lot of movement before he comes off a screen. The cliche is you never shoot a gap on a three-point shooter. You always are connected to the three-point shooter. You always identify where he is. So if there's 2 players and we're in a scramble situation and there's a non-shooter and a three-point shooter, you use your voice and say, I'm going to help, but you're really not going to help. You're never going to lead the best shooter on the floor. We did that time and time again. We ran gaps. Hats off to him. He made some tough shots. He made some good shots. He made some wide open shots. And at times, the wide open shots are the hardest shot for shooters to make. And he shot it with instinct. He shot it with confidence, and he earned it for it. I think his career high was 25. He had 23.
They were pushing Brandon off the block more towards the corner in the first half and doubling him really hard. What problems did that cause for you guys offensively?
Well, Rick, for the last 3 days, we worked on a couple things. One, making reads. Bigs making reads after ball screens and popping and driving downhill and reading a play. Is it a pass to the corner? Is it a lob? Is it a skip pass? We worked on that for 3 days. It's the same as working on getting trapped in the post. So there were plays Brandon had where he had a decision to make, and there are 2 players there that he can make the decision to. He chose to hit Caleb, and it's a turnover, but Trey White's wide open on the perimeter. He has to read it better. He has to process it better. Unfortunate. Hopefully he learns from it. I'm not worried about it because he's going to try. He wants to do better, but it's something that he has to get better at, is reading what's going on the court.
Kenny, you spoke about on the ACC conference call, a great opportunity that you guys had to kind of finish these couple of games here at home. When you do have stretches like that, and they go from that 8-point lead to 20, whatever it was, how do you make sure guys don't get as flat as they did towards that and can keep energy going up, especially when they have an opportunity like here?
Well, I can just tell you that myself and all the coaches, we're telling them just, guys, we got 9 minutes to go, we got 8 minutes to go, stay fighting. It can turn, it can turn, it can turn. But fragile minds and young people sometimes, they are so concerned with, I hadn't made a three, I hadn't made a jump shot. The guy made a tough shot. For example, a player said, I was there, I contested the shot. That's not what winning players say. I contested the shot and he made it anyway. Winning players, tough players, championship players, the greatest players are gonna will a guy to miss the shot. They're gonna will the ball to go get it in a rebound, not he hit me first. I'm alert to that, I'm gonna hit them first. So we're trying to teach them all these things about what they say they wanna be, what they wanna be, and how do you get there. And for young players, it's hard. And what I'm trying to do is tell them it's not basketball, it's life. You don't get that rebound, somebody pays for it. You don't make that stop, your team dies. That's the mentality you gotta have. That's what separates the good from the great. Hard lesson, but it's what it is.
Kenny, just after a loss like this, are you concerned about your job security, and what is the mentality like after a game like this?
Not really worried about my job security. I'm only concerned with how do I get these guys to play better. My mentality is that I want to win every day. I want to win tomorrow in practice. I want to win tomorrow in film session. I want to do the things to help these young players get to where they need to get to. I want them to become a better team. I want them to love each other and play and respect each other.
Kenny, sometimes coaches can get a feel how a game might go from practice or shoot around. Did you have a feeling that, this is how the game would go in terms of, never having a lead in the game? And I guess sometimes that lack of energy, did you sense like this was coming?
Well, to be honest with you, there's a few players that I watch and see what their energies are before the game, during the game, the beginning parts of the game. And when they don't play with the fight, the energy that we need, because they're vital pieces to us, I worry and I confront them about it, And so for me, it's about individuals seeing them focused, seeing them in the stands, seeing them energetic, seeing them attacking rebounds with 2 hands, seeing them making the right plays and playing within the energy that's needed to get us a win. So today, for example, there were players, multiple players, that were lethargic, behind. That's a concern, yes.
Kenny, if you could capsulize why you think this could be turned around and how soon, I think your fans would like to know.
So when you say you want me to tell you why do I think it could be turned around? Because these are young people and anything's possible. We work really hard. We believe in what we do. We're not perfect, but I think these kids care about being good basketball players. I think they care about this city. I think they care about this university, the community. I think they want to make people proud, but with that comes something, and the word is a sacrifice. It has to consume you to make the sacrifice to do the things that is needed to become a better player. I have no doubt about it getting turned around, but I've been doing this a long time, so for me it's a no-brainer that it's going to get done, but I need them to believe. It doesn't matter what I believe. I need my players to believe that they can turn this around.
Anything else for Coach?
Do you feel like that's the case after this game? That the players feel like that they can turn this around?
I hope so. There's been games where we played really bad, we bounced back, we played pretty good. So I expect no different. That's just, I can look at the glass half empty or half full. I'm always gonna look at it half full. So for me, I'm pushing them every day to get better. I'm not relinquishing, I'm not giving up. I'm not allowing them to let go of the rope. They have to get it. Just that simple.
Last one, Matt.
Kenny, you mentioned not only today, but several points during the season that you're working to try and instill a mindset and a culture of fight, especially on the defensive end. Do you believe it's any sort of indictment, so to speak, on maybe the players, the staff, maybe even yourself, that it's late February and the defense is still having issues on a regular basis?
It's everybody's fault. You know, for me, I demand it, but when I demand it and I don't get it, I got to take blame. I'm the leader. When I tell guys different ways that this is how we got to play, this is who we're playing, this is how we got to play to win, and we don't play that way, it falls on me. I understand that. That's a part of being a coach. But I hope that my players look at me and say, not one day did he come in and blame us. I hope that my players look at me and say, he still smiles with us, laughs with us, put his arms around us, pushes to be better. Knowing that at times he is disappointed, at times he is upset, at times he is making them and punishing them for doing things that they should be doing and they're not doing. So hopefully that answers your question.
All right, thank you.